Okay, so mate, yeah, Clown World.
Go on.
It's not. When did this start? What, 2015, 2016? Clown World sort of started reading. It's like, you think earlier?
For me, it was 2012.
Oh, really?
It was the Brexit Trump year. That was the digging of the ground and the planting of the seeds. That's when it changed, and then the shitstorm began to grow. That was when people really lost their heads, I think. That was the founding moment. That year, I say moment. A year is a moment, really, in the grand scheme of time. But that was for me when shit started to get fucked. Then it went west. And
that's when shit started to get fucked. That's the Kyle Greaves 2022 Rise Above episode 70. That's when shit started to get fucked.
It was true. If you think back to before then, life was relatively enjoyable and simple. And that was when I think the average person realised that they could become enraged and then focus that rage to other people on the internet and get away with it. People
weaponized rage.
Exactly. People could behave in and say whatever they want without the risk of getting punched. And the spite and the vitriol got more and more intense from then on in. And then the ideas got crazier. And then it brought on this Trotsky era that we live in now. There's no enemy to my left. And now it's just, things are so fucked. I'm actually sat back and enjoying it now.
Oh, yeah, you've got to.
Mad anymore.
No, you've got to get past the madness. You've got to get past the anguish, the disgust, the people that allowed it to happen, that kind of stuff. I think that's very important, and appreciate the absolute absurdity of it.
Yeah, that was tragic crap, the whole thing. Recently, there's so much to cover. I don't know where on earth to start. I have no conversation points.
Okay,
out where
I've got plenty. Don't worry. Let's go. I've got them all up. So let's start. We didn't really talk about the Jubilee, and I don't want to talk about it for too long. But there is one aspect of it I'd like to mention. Did you know that the golden carriage that they paraded in front of the peasants?
Yep.
You know there was a hologram inside it, right? Basically, the carriage that went through the streets, the queen wasn't in it. So all of the peasants that were waving in an empty carriage that actually had a hologram of the queen from her not inauguration, her crowning ceremony, whatever that's called, from the when's that? The 40s, 30s,
70, from the 50s.
No, 50s. Sorry, yeah. So look at this one. That's the child catcher out of Jimmy Savile, the child catcher
from the Jack the Ripper.
If that didn't gain traction online, that's a fucking rip-off. That needed to get out there.
Yeah, so I thought that was, this year has been particularly clownish, and I thought that was quite good that that they just had everyone basically waving at a hologram.
I took the stance of a royalist this year for a laugh. And
just for shits and giggles.
No, completely. You must have seen it. And just said,
I did notice it, yeah.
Oh, she served the state for all these years, and you're having a go at her, and you're out of order. She's a state crown, man, an asset to the nation. And I kind of sat back and I watched the two sets of spastics just fucking fight each other. I thought, do you really think they give a fuck about any of this? You and I know it's a public facade. Royalty.
Yeah, which seems to be crumbling. Okay, so
attention. No.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on that because that's a bit of an old story now. It's what,
the peasant show.
The peasant show of that caliber. That's like 4 or 5 weeks old. Okay, so let's have something a little bit more up to date. We talking of God, look at this. So we've got some emerging people's pandemics like on the back burner that are ready to go. The first is obviously monkeypox. An entire British Airways crew is put in isolation over monkeypox fears after one test positive for an infection in Singapore on the way back to the UK.
Am I in the right zone here, or am I fucking tinfoiling it when I say that this monkeypox is a side effect of the goop? Or
well, there is something called autoimmune blistering syndrome,
Thank you. Very similar to AIDS. Yep.
Yeah, which is on the second page of the 8th page of side effects from the Pfizer Christmas Miracle. Yeah. So, but also, it looks exactly the same as shingles, and shingles is also on that list too.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's we don't want to give out any misinformation there, so you got to be careful what you say.
It's comforting to see that you haven't suddenly died. Suddenly,
of a mysterious death.
Suddenly and unexpectedly is the new safe and effective, guys. Remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I've got some slides about SADs in a minute, actually. So, yeah, SADs. So, there have been some epic memes in the last couple of weeks. Celebrities. It started with Kevin's. Oh, well, I suppose it started with Johnny Depp and that, but the memes weren't that good. But when Kevin Spacey was in court with this triple rape or sexual assault, it's 3 young guys apparently.
That's right.
Start to get these Planet of the Rapes memes. I don't know who made the one on the left, but this on the right is one of our guys. It's Russ Kieran.
Russ Kieran's been pumping these out.
Well, you can see when it's got Jimmy Savile in there like that, it's probably one of our guys, isn't it?
The Planet of the Rapes for me is the winner of that one. That's sinister fucking look on his face.
Oh mate, there's more.
Kyle, don't declare the winner yet. We've barely got started. So, return to the Planet of the Rapes. This is a remix. Look, it's the fat kid from Goonies there,
being chased by fucking Matt Dazalam.
The priest class don't have any creativity, Kyle. They're actually completely moribund of the ability to consciously create.
That's a great word. Moribund.
Yeah, moribund. That is a good word. Nice. Alan Partridge loves that word. Yeah, their creativity is moribund. So they can't innovate and like come up with something unique. That is like a meme, for instance, or 330 people tuned in. So when we come up with with these slang words that seem to sort of instantly stick as soon as we say them online, everyone gets it, and then before we know it, everyone else is using it as well. Al Gore just can't keep up with that because it can't understand the nuance and the.
It's expanding as well. Like Sheep Farm have got their own little.
Yeah, and we've obviously got the crossover because Britney Spears. That's not ours. That came from Sheep Farm.
And Robo Musk. I think Dom named Elon Musk Robo Musk. Okay. We can't take credit for all.
We can't take credit for all of it. Right.
Okay. It's harrowing, isn't it?
It is harrowing.
No, there you go. There it is.
Rochdale sex grooming gang member Adil Khan, which is a Khan is like the same as a Cohen. It's a priest class. Judge not to deport him because son needs a role model. His son needs a role model, but he's been grooming kids and he's in a sex gang. Okay. And there was a 322 and a 32 in the numbers of this story. Women removes knickers and sits on a bloke's face for £100 bet in a packed beer garden. Wow. This is headline news in Clan World.
This is why we need fucking Sharia law.
It sounds like your family-friendly pub.
Yeah.
Is it up north?
That's normalising.
That's coal mining shithole, isn't it?
Right, I need to get a drink. Andy PG, can you just talk us through what we got on the screen?
I think personally, that sort of story is normalising sluttery.
Yeah, no, it's just normalising the degradation of society.
These are memes. These two here are really cool because the one on the right, the Chan is fucking amazing for like it's a birthplace of fucking memes.
Yeah.
So, I've been screenshotting the fuck out of a lot of it and sending it out to people, and I actually received this one earlier today. The one on the left, Netflix is fucking paused. Fuck. I mean, did you remember they put a picture up of Adam Sandler and did a...
And Zelensky.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah.
Adam Sandler as him, as with the Netflix logo. But this is, it's pos to fuck. I'm not a great supporter in Netflix, and they took a massive hit on their stocks after what was it? Cuties?
Yeah, the dance film about miners.
Yeah,
But they were like twerking, kids twerking and shit. Yeah.
Anybody that watched that, there's a special place in hell for you. You're a freak, and you should fucking.
Mate, I think they had a lot of people cancel their Netflix because of that. There was that kick thing, with that Cuties movie was out in Netflix. So I think I had a lot of people that sort of refused.
250,000 in the UK, I believe, just alone in the UK.
I haven't got a Netflix account. I think it's fucking trash that's on there, apart from the odd thing.
I do, just for research purposes.
The missus does. It has Grey's Anatomy on it, and girls love Grey's, and they love watching people fuck each other in hospitals. So that's her thing.
Normalising sluttery. There we go again.
Yep.
Oh, but the whole.
Is that real on Netflix? Is that really a thing? Life of Stephen Hawking.
You can't. But that's the fact that you have to ask. It's serious.
Big up Magix in the chat, and we see you.
Big shout out to Magix. Thank you for all your help on the graphics for Archery and all the new graphics for the show, Madge.
Yes,
Much appreciated.
Mate. Good ones.
More Clan World. This is a great one. This is from Rise and Shine. The year on Earth 2040. In an underground base, you got
Schwab, Sugar Mountain, and Health Chancellor Gates.
Meanwhile, at Rise Above, we're just having a party.
Utopia.
It looks like Archery
in the inner Earth.
Yeah. Love it. And what's the new profile pic here from Sagehead? I'm a sacrificer.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That's brilliant.
That's very good. Really good. All these profiles pictures I do put up on the Telegram for you to download whenever I get sent them by Sage or any of the team. I do put those on the Telegram for anyone.
Has anybody noticed the same like brain dead freaks that are all concert attendees normally? I swear they've all ended up with the fucking complete disability to think for themselves. That have, like, Ukraine flagged everything. They've pride flagged everything.
Yep.
They don't know what an absolute homophobe Zelensky is and how much he fucking detests gays. And then he pushed to outlaw homosexuality, like when he or something like that.
Well, they're sending money to a country that's arming Nazis.
40 billion, no?
Yeah,
allegedly.
40 billion pounds.
Yeah. We have got a little Ukraine section coming up.
What have we got here? We've got Castro with baby Castro Trudeau on his
name. With Castro, if you're interested.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
When I was in the Foreign Office, I was posted in Cuba for a short period of time, and I smoked one of Raul Castro's cigars, and it was my first ever cigar, and it was a Cohiba Vehicle 54, and that was back in 1977.
Was it nice?
It was fucking gorgeous and got me onto cigars. And it was a gift from Raul to the English ambassador. And she
have you ever had one? Have you ever had one as good?
Yeah, of course. But they were just there in her ambassadorial residence, and she gave me one.
Lovely.
And as like a goodbye gift. And I was like, oh wow, Raul Castro's cigar. That's his brother. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'll focus on it.
No, mate, we love these stories. Yeah. It's great. It's a break from the clan show. So here's some good ones. This is proper clan world. We've got some headlines here. Male blood donor was turned away from a clinic for refusing to say whether he's pregnant or not.
Oh, fuck me.
Saturday, the 18th of June, 2022. Okay, so I'm guessing
that had to be an NHS clinic.
I'm not sure if that was.
I don't know what's America. Real or not now. I don't know if like.
Yeah, I mean now when I get sent these, I do have to check whether they're memes or not, which is quite concerning.
So this is actually a full article, but to me that looks like it could be a fucking meme made up.
The Metro's not really the most reliable source of information, is it? Let's face it.
No, but I mean, if it's definitely been put out by the mainstream media, it kind of doesn't.
It's hard to distinguish.
Well, it doesn't really matter if it's true or not because that's what's being implanted into normal heads.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the trick. If you want to shortcut this, the trick to distinguishing between what's real and fake online. So something like that. If you look at it and think, there's no fucking way that could possibly ever happen, ever, then it's real. And that
or you could just check it and see if Snopes fact checks it and says it's fake, then you know it's real.
I mean, the easy way to go about it, just for as a generalisation is just do the complete opposite of what the media are telling you to do. Or whatever they say, it's the opposite that's true.
I guarantee if you looked on Snopes and typed in, did a male blood donor get turned away from a clinic for refusing to say if he's pregnant, and say, yeah, this is 100% factually true. We fact-checked it.
This is science, Lars. Men can get pregnant.
Yeah, look, science is all over it. You can see it. It's dripping with science.
But if he had AIDS, they'd have to take his blood because it was inclusive. Oops.
Oh, dear. They just couldn't tell if he was pregnant or not. Oh, no, I've skipped ahead. Right, so also, City's attempt to cut the grass, cut Texas man's grass, leads to a standoff, a fire, and his death, police say. A SWAT team officer shot the man after he exited the home with weapons in his hands, according to police in Austin.
Over cutting a man's grass. So this is what the police are doing, guys. Honestly, this is fucking gross.
I don't know if they were telling him he can't cut his grass or ordering him to cut his grass and he didn't do it.
It sounds like the Texas City was cutting his grass.
Oh, right, okay.
And he probably refused to let them do it.
Which led to a standoff, a fire, and he eventually died. SWAT officers were called and they shot him.
They are another breed in Texas, let's face it.
There you go. Order followers for you.
Yeah.
That's unsurprising.
Next, we will move on to some inaugurations. Not inaugurations. What's the word? It was knighted. What happened to Tony Blair? He was made like
No, he was made a knight of the, not a knight of the Bath, a knight of the Garter, I think, or not of the Bath.
Garter, that's right.
He basically, he has been awarded the same thing that Jimmy Savile had, the KSCG, the Knight of the Garter.
Did you hear that, guys? He's been awarded that from the royal family because he's done as good a job at fucking people up as Jimmy Savile.
It's even worse, right? A crowd of protesters gathered in Windsor on Monday as Tony Blair was admitted to Britain's oldest order of chivalry, the Order of the Garter. The Queen appointed the former Prime Minister a Knight Companion of the most noble Order of the Garter, the highest possible ranking. The knighthood has sparked a significant backlash from anti-war groups. Now look, monarchs are known as Sovereign of the Garter, and the Prince of Wales is known as the Royal Knight Companion of the Garter. Male members of the Garter are titled Knight Companion, and female members. So wait a minute, it says here the Prince of Wales is known as the Royal Knight.
That's Sausage Fingers, guys.
Yeah,
that's right.
So wait a minute, if Sausage Fingers is normally having this role, and it's just been awarded to Tony Blair. What does that mean?
But no, there's more than one role. We see because there's the royal representative of that role, and then there's the elected or the granted member, which will be Tony Blair in this case.
Yeah, it says here the Prince of Wales is also the Royal Knight Companion of the Garter.
But Tony Blair's a Knight Companion.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
So he's replaced Jimmy Savile on that award, even though Jimmy Savile never had that knighthood stripped of him, which I believe he should have.
When you researched this,
Odour of the Gutter.
Odour of the Gutter. Perfect. Now, Omar Beats, when you researched this on the show the other week, the order that Jimmy Savile was in, you looked at what position he had.
Yeah, it's the fourth down from the Pope. So you got the Pope, which is the Holy See.
Yeah.
Right, that's his thing. And then you've got a couple below him, and then you've got the KSCG.
Yeah, so when someone said like Jimmy Savile was like a couple of levels under the Pope, that is no like exaggeration. That's no stupid.
In their own hierarchy.
You could actually look Wikipedia that.
This is why Prince Philip got onto his knee, and kissed the ring.
Because Jimmy Savile was actually higher up than him.
To a certain level. I mean, well, probably not, because if you think about who he was married to, he probably had more things. But I think it's a respect thing of their knighthood chivalryness.
So chivalrous. They just got so much chivalry. Jimmy Savile.
It's a medieval thing. This is. It's medieval.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years.
It's one of their rituals. This is a ritual. Yeah. This is what a ritual looks like, guys. Not like a death ritual or anything. So, this isn't like a ritual.
We've got a few remixes here. Originally, this picture was Sir Tony Blair and Hyacinth Bouquet. On the left, it's been remixed into Bram Stoker's Dracula, and on the right, Harold Shipman and Beverly Allett honoured services to the NHS. Who's Beverly Allett? Is she some nurse that killed people or something?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. I'm not 100%.
I'll have to ask Auntie Kovic. She made that one. God, we all know who Harold Shipman is.
Harold Shipman's medicine was safe and effective, and the deaths were very rare and uncommon.
And everyone that saw Dr. Shipman was very pleased, because if they hadn't, their death could have been much worse, and it could have been long and painful. With Dr. Shipman, their death was quick and painless, so they were really pleased.
Okay, so
Beverly, also rare and uncommon. So just leave that there.
It wasn't if you were Dr. Shipman's patient. It wasn't.
Or if you were Dr. Shipman's patient and you had a rare, occurrence and died, they wouldn't list the cause of death anyway. So, moving on.
Beverly Allett was a child serial killer. She killed 4 kids. She attempted to kill a further 3, and then she caused grievous bodily harm to a further 6.
Oh wow! So yeah, she was.
In total, there's 13 victims. Believe it or not.
Of course,
had to be. So I'm just checking what the PayPal's saying because
she is nicknamed the Angel of Death.
the Angel of Death herself.
That's interesting. She used to give them insulin to kill them.
The new Angel of Death, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Okay. So,
guys, just on the note before we go any further, I can't literally say everyone's name out who's buying tickets, and we can't distinguish who's buying tickets and t-shirts. So
big up for buying the tickets, guys. You will not regret.
Mate, there's loads who've gone over fucking loads.
Oh, no, I've been watching before I got here. I've seen that. There's a lot. I've estimated that we're probably going to sell out by the end of the weekend.
There's someone here who's bought 6.
Wow.
That'll be Alex, was it?
What's the event? Can you tell me a bit more about it?
okay.
So the event is to get together with everybody as part of our family. We're going to present what we present. We've got a whole host of different activities, all focused around our theme, which is, I suppose, apocalyptic survival. You know, we've got camping in the actual woods, Kyle. We've got hammock spaces. We've got an arena area with a sick as fuck stage. We've got. Have you already told him about the man you booked earlier on, the hog roaster?
I haven't announced the hog roast
yet.
There
we go.
But this is what I've announced so far. We've got Terra Slim playing, and he's also going to have a stand with Nutwood Organics. So he's going to be selling all of the organic homegrown produce or whatever he can bring on their farm, at Sheep Drove Farm.
So check out Nutwood Organics online.
Yep. We've also got Dana from Wild Wellbeing Dorset, who's going to be doing morning and evening ceremonies for us to bless the land and set good intentions for the weekend, energising ceremonies and wind down ceremonies in the evening, included in the ticket price. We've got headliners, Comprehend, booked for Friday night. Obviously, I'm going to be performing as well. There's a lot more to announce here, guys. We've got First Principles of Self-Defense, free self-defense workshops with world-class legendary martial artists.
We've managed to actually secure that. I mean, obviously, it was obviously going to be happening, but like, you know.
Lee Hasdell, can you see the screen?
Yeah, he's the real deal. I've worked with him.
He's the real deal, man.
Yeah. The grandfather of UK MMA, right?
Yeah, very.
The man can done what he's done in Japan.
Very strong, good fighter. Yeah, we worked together a few times. He's really cool.
Yeah. So Lee Hasdell, or Master Lee, Inner Guardians, as we refer to him around these parts. Like I said, he's going to be giving free self-defense, first principles of self-defense classes. The event is sponsored by Off Grid Dojo, and you'll get a chance to talk to Master Lee. Maybe you want to book some one-on-ones with him. But these classes will be included in your ticket price, but they will get booked up early, and we can't cater for everyone. Got to stress that. We're also going to have Forage for Knowledge, which I believe Magic's sorted out. This guy's going to be coming along talking about wild foraging and taking people hopefully through the woods to see what they can find berry and mushroom wise and stuff like that.
And there's an extensive set of woods there, man.
But lovely woods.
Amazing. Kyle, what you should do is we did like a virtual tour, me and Lance, last week.
I'm going to play it tonight, by the way.
Oh, super. So you have a little look at that when you get a chance, if you're not online when we're playing it off.
Yeah, sure thing. I think you've got me for another 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, while we've got you, we've got a couple more. We'll get back to Clan World, and I'll talk more about the Ra treat later.
Yeah, that's the event anyway, Kyle. Kyle, it is going to be sick. I mean, that is a fraction of what we've organised, right? And I'm
it's fucking me all over. I love that. I'm definitely going to pop it.
I'm having to hold Lance down to tell everyone what we've got going on, you see, because I want to drip feed it because it's exciting, you know.
See, my nature is I'm the ultimate hype man. You know, I build the excitement and paint the picture, but he's like, stop releasing all the secrets. You know, stop.
Right, listen to him. I mean, you could sell sand to tea towels. You don't. You don't need to fucking.
Yeah, these tickets are literally selling themselves. So, back to Clown World while we've got you for another 20 minutes, Cole. Why are so many food factories suddenly burning down? You know about this?
The same reason that so many churches in Europe are burning down? Perhaps. I don't know.
So, someone here says the same reason a certain computer guy is buying all the farmland.
Yeah,
would this be
absolutely.
the same? Would this be inextricably linked to the same reason that the government are asking and paying farmers to give up their land and retire?
They've been doing that slowly anyway for ages via some of these.
Yeah, I showed something about that the other week. There's also farmers in America, cattle farmers were being paid like $2,000 a pop to destroy their cows.
And farmers were paid to destroy their crops as well. There's loads of it going on.
I mean, I think they've been fucking with the farmers for a long time anyway, because I know that certain farmers, I know two farmers who are friends of my family who have been fucked over by massive chain supermarkets. They get duped into putting these orders in, and they can't fulfil them, and never going to be able to fulfil them. So then they end up having to become an employee of that particular supermarket as opposed to being an owner of a farm.
Yeah, well, it's much worse. It's much worse than all of that, in fact.
For sure.
So, who saw this thing about some reports were 2,000, some were 10,000 cattle died of climate change suddenly altogether.
It's all a mystery, mate.
It's all a mystery. Although all of those cows, I don't see any vultures or flies or anything. It's really
I know what it is.
clean.
It's coinciditis.
That's because of the chemtrails.
I would like to point out though that I guarantee all of those cows have got RFID chips fitted in. You know what cows do? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder how if they were activated. So fact check. Recent fires at US processing plants do not show a plot to cause food shortages. Obviously not. This is actually back in April, this little fact check here. No pattern. Nothing to see here, peasants. What about this, though? You must be kidding me. A French court orders, not a 5G, a 4G turn-off after 40 cow deaths. What? A French farmer won his battle to temporarily turn off a 4G antenna after he claimed it was damaging his cow herd's health. The administrative court in Clermont-Ferrand ordered a 2-month switch off after Frédéric Salgis, a farmer in Huatleur. Doesn't sound French. It sounds like Chinese when I said it. He said he suspected it was damaging the herd's health. Well, listen, do you think that a court is going to order a telecoms company to turn off a cell tower without any evidence, without enough cause to do it? Got to be careful what we say about it.
Everyone should know that's not good for you.
Well, I mean,
mate, they're putting them on schools. Like every fire station's got a mast on it. Like there's loads. Anywhere that's high, basically, they're sticking these fucking masts. And now the pentojazer ones, they're all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
Just like lampposts, and there's some we've had them on the show. They're disguised as trees.
Yep,
all sorts of bollocks.
Gene-edited beef cattle resistant to heat stress, approved by the FDA. That's convenient.
Oh.
That's convenient. What good timing? On the same week,
the 1,000 cows died of climate change.
Well, sorry, this is actually from March.
That was March.
23rd of March.
That project's ready to launch then.
322.
No, mate, it's already on the go. Right? In China and other parts of Southeast Asia, I think Singapore specifically, they have already started the. It's like fake meat. They're cultivating meat themselves.
Yeah, lab grown
meat. So, I mean, and it's all from plant substrate, I suppose.
Yeah, I keep seeing articles about the lab meat. They're really pushing it.
What was that, Kyle?
Well, I'll tell you where it's going. Funny you should ask that question, mate, because... anyway, I'll just fast forward this. This is a list of all the food factories that have burnt down this year. Here's a graph that shows warehouses destroyed, cattle, poultry, hogs, grain silo fires, food processing plant. This is a graph of the destruction over time.
So you can basically read this. We're reading their handbook here.
Yeah. We've collected this information. Okay. So here's a list of all of them. All these food shortages are happening because they're planned. Blah blah blah. State company, processing plants. So Britain's face empty shelves for the next couple of years as food shortages threaten the UK. You'll know nothing and you'll eat bugs and you'll be happy, peasants. That's what Lord Schwab says. Well, look at this. The world's largest cricket production facility is officially complete. Aspire Foods Group's new plant in London, Ontario, not London, London, is ready to produce 9,000 metric tons of crickets annually.
9,000 metric tons.
We've been talking about bug eating for ages.
Have you got any idea of the mass of that?
A lot. That's a lot of bugs. CRISPR cattle cleared for the first time. So this is gene-edited CRISPR cattle. Lab-grown meats hit the grocery shelves by 2022. We talk about this. This is where it's going, Kyle. This is the 2035 food pyramid. At the very top, the most sought-after nutritious goodies are going to be antidepressants. Just beneath that, in the sort of sub-elite tier, you'll be able to get soy milk if you're lucky. Underneath that will be lab-grown meat. So that's sort of for like the aristocracy. Underneath that, basic merchant class peasants will get bugs, substituted with seed oil, and at the bottom, the absolute underclass of post-COVID peasants will basically survive on a diet of mostly microplastic.
The unspeared.
Where's
that's all the unspeared will be able to buy with their biometric.
I don't know. I just found it today.
Absolutely on the right track here again, boys.
Yeah, I mean, you heard it here first. This is going to be the new food pyramid for Schwab's New World. I wanted to cover all the aspects of Clown World today because Carl's here, and this just fell on my lap. I don't know who made it. Entomologically, whatever he's called here, the spider.
Entomemology.
Oh, that's good. Entomemology.
Yeah.
Like that. So, yeah. But it's not just food, obviously. Fuel and energy is also getting squeezed in this artificial squeezing. Here it's saying...
My mate, he made a good point to me the other day. He said the fuel's gone up again, like jumped up literally overnight. And he said that he would love to buy an electric car, but they're like 50 grand.
Yeah.
Like, so this is literally A, to try and push people onto electric cars, and B, to push people out of having a car full stop. This is like phase one, isn't it? They like just raise the price of fuel so people can't afford it.
What I don't understand is how, even after all the evidence to say that it uses more fossil fuels to have the electric cars. Yeah, and they're still pushing that agenda. They're just trying to accelerate the downfall of this planet.
There's nothing renewable about what goes into making a battery for an electric car. There's nothing renewable about that at all.
Part of the industry that I work in, obviously, is like in the electrical industry, we're quite astute when it comes to things like EV charging and grid usage. And the UK grid is already running, and this is what baffles the fuck out of me. And this is publicly available information. The grid is already at well over like 94% in the UK. Now, charging a car on an 8 kilowatt. So for those of you that don't know, a kilowatt's 1,000 watts. Your kettle's 2,000 watts. Your car charger, if it's an average run-of-the-mill one, is 8,000 watts. About the same as a power shower.
Yeah.
Now, you're not using that 8,000 watts ever in your home. What have you got? A few light bulbs, TV, you're probably running at about 500 watts continuously. That's going to like put your usage more than tenfold, and the grid is already at 94%. We don't have the infrastructure for this crap. I don't understand.
I think they're trying to crash it, Kyle. I think that's what they're doing.
I do understand why, but what I really it's just a fucking complete joke. But there you go. And that's just that.
Yeah.
We know this. We're just circle jerking on it now because we're all fucking aware. But the grid, you're going to get your rise above event, foraging, camping, skills is all going to come in very fucking handy sooner than people think.
This is exactly why I want to do it, mate. This is exactly the plan.
You're doing God's work. You're offering people a chance to live, to learn how to survive without queuing up at Tesco's.
Also, get back in touch with yourself.
I think I'm up to about 150 now, tins of meat. I've diversified my tin portfolio. It's great. So I've got long life food, tinned meat, tinned vegetables, and tinned fruit. Right, and I buy about 10 tins a week. So I've got about 150 at the moment. I've got a substantial amount of tobacco, cigarettes, stuff you can trade. Because my partner said, "Oh, you're a fucking loon. That'll never happen." And I was like, "Yeah, this country had punch-ups for toilet roll. Right. I'm pretty sure that as soon as Boris goes on TV and goes, "Don't panic buy food," it's going to cause a fucking miniature zombie apocalypse, babe. And I'm not queuing up for fucking weeks for my chicken portion.
I remember
Tin food can last for 20 years.
I remember when Mosley first came on the show, he said one of the main things to trade would be like paracetamol.
Yeah.
He said...
Loads of it. First aid kits, lighters, got 100
fresh water.
Yeah, fresh water or a water purifier.
Tell you what, I've worked in countries...
Like everyone should have a military-grade food water purifier. Everyone should have one of them in their little kit, yeah.
I've been in countries where supply is an issue. Cuba, communist country, couldn't get potato anywhere. I nearly went out of my head after 2 months of no potato. Like Eastern Congo, I was there in the middle of the Ebola outbreak. Nothing was getting in or out. I lived off like army ration packs that were just available to me. I was fine. But you need to get at least, if you're watching this is just a personal note from me to you, get about a month to 2 months worth of long store food. Meat, fish, vegetables, most importantly vegetables and fruit, tinned fruit. Spend a bit of money now, and if you don't need it, oh well, you've inflation proofed it anyway because it'll cost you double in a year to buy it. So it's a fucking win-win. Go out there and your man's right, paracetamol, ibuprofen, medicine, paracetamol, first aid kits. This shit's going to become increasingly rare. The supply chain clown fuck has already got an erection and it's coming for your asshole.
Yeah.
So get ready for it.
So I'd just like to the next slide. Oh, we've got a little echo there. The next slide is basically for anyone that's blaming the current petrol prices on Brexit. I would produce them this.
Oh, I'm pleased you've got this, Lance. Well done.
Yeah, well, this took 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It took 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Look at the prices of petrol in Spain, France, and Italy. They're all exactly the same. In US dollars, yeah, so they're basically the same as here. But maybe they're £1.80, £1.90. You could do this, yeah. And people, because someone was going about, they went to Malta or Guernsey or somewhere like that, and petrol was still £1.25, and they're going, look, Brexit, and for one, that's a tax haven, right? That's why when you live there, you have to be stinking rich, or you end up being very poor. Everything there costs dough. Yeah. Like a packet of cigarettes is £20. I don't know how much is 20. It's 20 fags, £20 now.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, then fags there are 30 quid. You know, because it's a tax haven, you can get absolutely stung on some things, but petrol isn't one of them. Anywhere else in Euroland, it's all the same.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to go to a semi-developed country, then you're going to have the benefits of not paying the rates and the duty and the fees and everything.
Well, like Texas, you mean?
Oh, look at that.
Texas is well cheap.
Got a crossbow. Good man. And salt. And sugar. Well done.
Yeah, salt's a good one. Because you can store food with that. You know, you can dry food out using the salt.
Don't rely on the fridge freezer, guys.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll be soon. That's like South Africa.
Don't rely on electricity. I think that's one of the biggest keys. Is don't rely on what they supply us. Don't be standing there with your hand out. You know, stand there up on your own feet. Yeah. Or squat like what that lady's doing.
And when I first saw this slide on the right, I thought, what is this? Is this like squat to get some social credit score points or whatever? But apparently, in Romania, at this bus station, to get your bus ticket, you have to do 20 squats.
What?
And you get a bus ticket for free. But disabled and elderly people obviously get a free ticket. I don't know how I feel about that.
How much of a fucking poor loser that you've got a squat for a bus fare?
But wait a minute. What about if there's a queue of people and the bus turns up? Well, everyone has to. You have to wait for all these people in front of you to do 20 squats. How does that work? I would pay to not have to squat if it had to be quick.
Carl's tipped on something there, right? It is identifying people who are poor to the people who aren't poor. So it's another way of separating slyly.
Oh, what's because if you've got money and you can't be bothered to do the squats, or you're just lazy, I mean, personally, I would just do the squats unless there's a queue. I don't know. Would I feel demeaned? Drop and give me 20 press ups. You would do the squats?
No, I'd feel demeaned. Because you know that someone would be watching you. Well, firstly, I wouldn't get on a bus. Right? It's disgusting. Secondly, they're full of fucking mouth breathing.
Or are they saying here that this is the only way to get on? You can't pay.
No,
obviously, disabled elderly get up can get on for free.
Fucking scheme masquerading as it's good for you, it's healthy. Project.
Are they? It's just occurred to me.
This is fuck.
Are they trying to raise the heartbeats of the jabs?
Maybe there
is a man in that little box masturbating.
Do you know what it could be? This could be one of the tasks that humans have to do to get their payment, like that chip we saw, Lance.
So what you're saying is the biometric data that the camera would be measuring from your squat, they'd actually be farming some cryptocurrency off that, be going to Bill Gates.
Or something, yeah, exactly. Something like that. There'll be something, I reckon this is maybe a test bed for how obedient people can be for those tasks that they're going to be set.
You'd definitely be training Al Gore in some way to be better at recognising human movements or to know more about the posture. They're not just, let's face it, that algorithm doesn't want you to be healthy.
No.
Maybe they're trying to raise. Maybe they're trying to raise the heartbeat of the people who've been to the Britney Spears concert.
If it detects if you've got the full Britney Spears upgrade and you've got the Ike protein coursing through your veins, it knows exactly how many squats are needed just to keep you on the edge all the time. Oh my god!
That logo from Earth Emissions, surprising. It's a bit too WHO for my liking. I don't trust that.
It definitely looks like some sort of a subsidiary NGO.
Some soy-steam sat behind that going, they'll do that now. This is, no, you're right, not for me.
To every normie that called you a tinfoil hatter for suggesting that they're going to put chips in us, I'll present the next slides. Nokia CEO says humans will be implanted with 6G chips, and he said it's by 2030. We're going to skip 5G. We won't get this upgrade, but apparently we'll get 6G.
Then they can just turn off your chip.
Yeah, if you don't like it, just turn off your chip. Yeah. So, you heard it here first. Here it is.
For decades when the financial system will collapse and currency will end up being reset globally. So this is all falling into the wider agenda.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. It's all being schwabbed together to this final plan. The final solution is when the whole of humanity will be schwabbed into one thing.
I'm loving the comments popping up. It's fucking just great.
They are brilliant. What was Alexander Snell saying? Have the Britneys already got the 6G chips? That's a very good point. Have they already had the 6G chips installed?
Biologically, yes. So
I would say so. Google CEO says America will be governed by robots. Eric Schmidt sounds like a Nazi, discusses his new book on artificial intelligence and reveals the future leftist utopia is a world where we're all slaves governed by machines. It looks like Eric Schmidt have a desire to govern through artificial intelligence. Not to be surprising, they can use machines to exert control over everyone with plausible deniability. I would say they're already doing that. That's already happened. Artificial
the AI courts in China already.
AI's already probably writing half of our news stories. Yeah, this has already happened. This is old news. God.
Oh, the irony of this.
The irony. Britney Spears went to her own concert and then ended up, sadly for the baby, having a miscarriage. No. Yeah. We've all seen the banned articles of the data showing a huge spike in stillborns and miscarriages
since she went on tour.
Post Britney Spears world tour, the greatest world tour of all time.
Are they readily available yet, or have they been shit all over and hidden?
What the
documents from old Pfizer? I think they're available, aren't they?
They're basically. I don't know if we're to believe what we see.
Interested in this, I really don't understand. I don't get it. You'd think that these
people won't read them.
Stillborns would be fucking.
They won't read them.
You think that would be enough, wouldn't you? Dead babies. I mean, what more did it goes to prove? You know, I've got a couple of staunch Coviots in my family who I obviously don't speak to anymore. And I said to my aunt, you know, and they're sort of like they've been sort of coercing my auntie. She's about to go to the 4th concert, and I said to my auntie, she's 82 years old, she's still healthy, and I said, you know, and I keep showing her all these facts and figures. She goes, well, I've had 4 would be all right. I said, well, you know, Russian roulette is safe and effective 5 out of 6 times. I said, how many more do you want? And you know,
yeah, but
this is what I said to her.
A yearly thing. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I said to her. I said, her son and daughter are the ones that are coercing her. And I said, I'm sorry to say that, I won't say their names, your son and daughter are so far gone, as are many people, that even if they're one of their children, their 20-something 2 young daughters, if one of those sadly killed over or was rendered infertile, I guarantee that they still wouldn't put 2 and 2 together, and they would still carry on saying, no, it's safe and effective, it's what we've got to do. As many people would. I'm not singling them out.
They're on the other timeline.
Yeah, they're on the other. They are on the other timeline. They're on the opposing underverse reality, where we're nutters who are definitely going to die at some point, and you know they're doing what they're supposed to do. And I think that goes for millions of people in this country. Even if a member of their family suddenly, way before their time, kills over and dies of mystery, sudden coinciditis, it's still not enough.
No, they won't look into it, mate. Honestly, they won't. They're lazy and in denial, and they, even if they can see what's going on, they won't admit that they were wrong.
No.
To themselves, like, you know, it's not regardless of anyone else.
20 years has been a massive fucking social engineering exercise, and the term programming and the Matrix and everything that Lance and you know the Rise Above team harp on about has a lot of depth and truth to it. Yeah. How does the memes become so serious?
We thought the memes were jokes until they became so serious. I'm conscious you've got to go in a minute. Last subject, or maybe one more, 2 more.
Yeah, go.
Who could have possibly predicted this? Think very carefully before going on strike. This is the Greta reset. It's not the 1970s. The picket line is exactly where they want you. So obviously here I'm talking to the rail workers because this, the rail workers are striking again. It's the 1970s all over again, up the unions, whatever. But it's not the 1970s because look, every railway ticket office in England is going to close under new plans. Guess why? Because it's going to be done by a machine. Yeah. People don't realise that there have been driverless trains on certain lines in the UK since the late 1980s.
It's the late 1980s.
DLR in London, the most effective and safe and on time railway system in the whole of Europe for many years in a row. Driverless. I know because it had to stop in my university. So don't think that driverless trains and buses, they're not just ready to go. That's been ready to go for decades.
And active.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying here is to all of you public sector, whether it's transport, whatever it is, if it can be automised, think very carefully before you go and put your job on the line by standing behind a picket line, because that's exactly where they want you to be. When you realise what's happening, you'll probably want your old job back and you'd accept a pay cut, because the other option will be UBI, Universal Basic Income. Yeah.
Look at the, unexpected item in the bagging area. Oh, I know you get a lot. Like one girl can manage 10 checkouts. Why the fuck do they need 10 people working 10 checkouts?
Yeah, I made one of those little rant videos on my phone in Asda when the first day when they installed all the new automated tills. First they had 6 and then they had 25 after one day. And there was one woman who was training the other people, and I made a video and I said, yeah, see this woman here, she's training these people that are about to get sacked. She's training them how to use the machine that's going to replace them.
Yep.
And 2 weeks later, she came up to me and had a right go at me and said, I can't believe you made the video. I actually just told her to fuck off, walked away. But then I went back a couple of months later and all of the people had been sacked apart from her. And it was her and one other person in front of 20 machines. I walked past and I said, oh, are you still here? And she looked at me and she goes, I said, what are you looking at? I said, I was right, wasn't I? I said, you're just still here. I said, look at where all your colleagues have gone. They're not here anymore, are they? I said, I was right, wasn't I? And she just looked at me, ashen-faced. Sorry, it's not my fault, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't call security, mate.
She goes, well, don't shop here anymore. It's like, sorry, you're a checkout lady. You can't tell me not to shop here anymore just because I told the truth.
She's
anyway.
definitely, very likely to die of an uncommon event.
Oh yeah. By the way, she's still wearing a mask. This woman. So it goes over her nose. It comes right under. She puts it underneath her
Does
glasses.
anyone else in the group chat, before I fuck off and do the last few memes with Lance, does anybody else lean out of their window when they see people with a mask and shout something? I do it all the time in London. If I see someone, I go, "Oh, mask!" as I drive past them, or "Mask wanker," or just tell me it's not just me. Please carry on.
Anyone else in the live chat that you shout at mask wankers?
If you don't, I encourage you to do it. Actively engage in your local community.
Yeah, you've got to play. You've got to be a pillar of the community and set the example for other people. Absolutely. So, all right, mate. Yeah. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so we've had a good 2 hours out of you, mate. Thank you very much once again for coming on, Kyle. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a laugh going over the memes. Thank you very much.
Oh, I prepared this one especially with you in mind. I know how much you like taking the piss out of some of these
nice
subjects.
to chat about clown world from time
Yeah,
to time.
yeah. You know, you don't have to. We don't have to go so esoteric and deep every week. It's sometimes nice to have a
very
break.
important to add the humour.
Absolutely.
Look,
And that's why I mix it up.
I would always yell something at the testing station workers. Yes, been doing it since the get-go. Oh, fucking hell, this fills me with joy. A profound sense of joy. But yeah, just remember, folks, before I bugger off, if it's absolutely absurd, completely ridiculous, beyond measurably retarded, it's real.
I think that's the Kyle Greaves measuring stick. Yeah,
that's me signing off. And
that's brilliant.
Kyle, did I hear that you're coming to Ra Treat possibly?
yes.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. So yeah, we can confirm that Kyle Greaves will be there, cracking jokes at Ra Treat. Kyle, it's been a pleasure,
I haven't
mate.
had much of a time to do it tonight. I've got no material. I haven't written anything good in a while, but I'll get onto it. So I'll see you boys soon. Lots of love.
All right,
Great chance.
Thank you very much, mate. Rise above.
Thanks, guys. Much enjoyed. See you
Right,
again.
see you soon.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, abstract.
Always good to have a bit of Kyle Greaves. Mix it up a little
He's
bit.
a funny man, isn't he?
He's a funny man. So yeah, we're 2 hours in. I said we're doing a 4-hour show tonight, not a long one. Omar Beats, you ready to spin some tunes?
Yeah, man.
All right, run the track.
A new age has begun. An age of freedom.